Gotta make my hands mad, give them something to talk about. Take a bit from South of friends, push up at the Waffle House.
Parade to salute him. He's got his picture hanging on buildings now up in D.C. The one of them is Abraham Lincoln, but he's put fold-outs of his picture now. I mean, this is ridiculous. They say it's going to tear up Pennsylvania Avenue, probably $1 billion to fix it. It's going to roll tanks in and our missiles on the tanks, and he's going to stand there and all our branches of the service, and they're going to salute him? Come on.
Meanwhile,
Y'all, Republicans were so pressed to give tax cuts to the rich and cut off health insurance and SNAP, they forgot to read the full bill that they were proposing. So in a tweet that she posted today, Marjorie Taylor Greene, MAGA Barbie, admitted that she did not read the section of the bill that removed the right of states to regulate AI for 10 years. And so now she's begging for the Senate to take that provision out of the bill. We truly have the most incompetent lawmakers. Like, you can't make this shit up.
boys, what's the message?
Jesus died on that cross so we could live, and this is not living.
Amen. I respect that.
Hey community, Jax here from Free Speech for People. I know many of you have heard about the June 14th protests and actions happening across the country. If you're planning to attend, you should definitely check out our digital town hall to impeach and remove Donald Trump that we're hosting with Women's March and featuring Congressman Al Green. Too much is happening in the news daily, so we wanted to create a space for everyday Americans to come and learn more about how we are fighting back to impeach and remove Donald Trump. Drop your favorite emoji in the comments if you'll be joining us, and let us know what kind of questions you might have. Don't forget to share with friends, family, and your communities, because it truly takes all of us. We'll see you there.
Women are leading the fight against Trump. They outnumber men 4-1 at the protests. They lead the national organizations. Rachel Maddow is a spokesperson. And listening to what women have been saying at the 11 protests I've attended, I think I have 3 theories. I'd love to hear your theories. Please put them in the comments. These are strictly theories. But number one, I think they fought in their entire lives for the rights that are being taken away right now. Equal rights, right to choose, women's rights. And they're watching that all be erased right before all their life's work erased right before their eyes. And they're not going to let that happen without a fight. Number 2 is I think they are more empathetic than men in general. And they can feel the pain that Trump's policies are inflicting on the society, on kids, on immigrants, on pregnant mothers, on so many others. And they can feel that pain. In their entire lives, they have shouldered the burden of caregiving, and they're doing it once again by stepping in and fighting Trump and his policies. And number 3, I think they understand the power of community, of working together. Men want to work solo. Women understand when we work together, we can move mountains. Think about life. When somebody is injured in our family or circle of friends, and or there's a death, who jumps in to take care of everybody? It sure ain't the men. Who makes sure our schools are running smoothly? It sure ain't the men. How about behind the scenes at our places of worship? Who makes those places run smoothly? It sure ain't the men. So those are the 3 reasons I think that women are leading the charge right now. What do you think? And men, let's back up these ladies. They deserve it. And ladies, thank you so much. Please keep up the fight.
Blacks for Trump. I would rather give birth to octuplets with no epidural in the stable where Jesus Christ himself was born with no medical professionals anywhere in sight. I'd rather eat a denim jacket with ketchup and finish the whole jacket and the whole side of ketchup. Be bitten by a yellow spotted lizard from the movie Holes. Disappoint my grandparents. Do the walk of shame that Cersei did in Game of Thrones. Go the rest of my life without ever having anyone come to me and ask if I'd like a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan on top of my pasta. Play in Squid Games and lose. For the rest of my life, only emit the smell of a roller coaster seatbelt. For all of eternity, every single time I travel, plane, train, or automobile, I'm sitting next to a screaming, crying child. Woke up with Coach Carr in the projection room above the auditorium and have my entire school know that I shared a body with Sanjay Din. I'd rather wake up in Jurassic Park with no people, no map, no weapons, just vibes and dinos. And I mean it so seriously because there is no level of self-hatred that I could personally obtain that would allow me to participate in whatever this group of weirdos is.
Mi gente, I haven't done one of these in a while. Between the Cuban Adjustment Act and then when they started, when they took away their refugee status, I came on here and I talked about it again and I kind of made fun of them. But anyway, here's another one for the record. Cuban Americans take front and fucking center. Cubans for Trump. Front and fucking center. Let's talk about it, because I know you don't want to talk about it now, right? Now you're avoiding me at all fucking costs, right? And I think it's funny, but in the last fucking week, this administration has gone after you super hard. Super hard. Even those that have been in the country for a fucking while are getting detained and being threatened to be fucking deported. And he is coming after you. There goes the fucking articles. Because I know you're going to say I'm lying, but I'm not lying. And if it hasn't happened to you yet, it's just a matter of fucking time. Once he revoked your refugee status for you, Haitians, and Venezuelans, right? Now you don't have the protections and that your ass is voted for, right? Do you remember all the videos? Your votes, voy a votar por Donald Trump. Right? Remember that? Remember that? Remember how many of you came to my page to talk shit? Who's fucking laughing now? Who's fucking laughing now? Do you think this would have taught you a lesson for midterms? Do you think it's going to teach you a lesson for 2028? I fucking doubt it. I doubt it. But I hope it does. I told you so. Again, I warned you. Now, here's the funniest thing about this video. This is the guy they call El Funky, and I don't even know who the fuck he is. But as of a few days ago, he was being threatened to be deported. And now, I'm not sure how he got out of it. But look at him. Does he fucking even look like he would qualify to be in the United States under this fucking administration? I think not. He should have known better. But sure enough, I think because he thought he was famous, Trump was going to accept him. And what did he say at your own town hall meeting? I only want you for your vote. Now you see how that works, right? But if somebody knows El Funky, send it to him, right? Because I don't even know who the fuck he is. But good for your ass. Good for your ass. Maybe you'll wake up now. Maybe all of you will wake up now and stop being a part of that colorism that makes you think the color of your skin makes you better than the rest of us fucking Latinos. Who's laughing now? Cubans for Trump.
Oh my god, a new study on the brains of authoritarians. We have to talk about this. Right-wing authoritarians have less volume in the dorsomedial prefrontal cortex, and they have greater negative urgency. Negative urgency is the tendency to act rashly when distressed. The authors link this negative urgency to, quote, dogmatic, intolerant attitudes aimed at protecting one's identity and security, as well as aggressive behavioral tendencies. Now, the dorsomedial prefrontal cortex, what does that do? It is involved with fear and anxiety information processing. Oh my god, that one. Integrating social impressions, empathy, altruism, theory of mind, which is basically the ability to understand somebody else's way of thinking and feeling. Complex decision-making, processing a sense of self, which is perhaps why right-wingers are less self-aware, morality judgments, and top-down motor cortex inhibition. So you see how all the pieces come together, right? More anxiety and more fear without the emotional intelligence to properly deal with it. Connected to a, you have to live my way, the way that I'm familiar with, or you're a threat style thinking, which is in part due to the inability to understand people who are different, and then acting rashly and aggressively towards that perceived threat. It's like that saying, when you have a hammer, every problem looks like a nail. When your brain is more often in fight or flight mode, everything seems like a threat. The authors also looked into left-wing authoritarianism and the anti-hierarchical aggression that they define as being part of left-wing authoritarianism correlated negatively with a cortical thickness cluster in the right anterior insula. And left-wing authoritarian tendencies broadly correlated with anxiety. So again, we see anxiety and fear connected with authoritarian tendencies. Now, the insula might be familiar because of this video, where in fact greater activity in the insula correlated with progressive views, which is the opposite of what we find with the left-wing authoritarianism. Its functions include compassion, empathy, taste, perception, motor control, self-awareness, we see this pop up again, cognitive functioning, interpersonal experience, and awareness of homeostatic emotions such as hunger, pain, and fatigue. So funny enough, in this way, left-wing authoritarians have an overlap with people on the right, which I think affirms my interpretation of the data, which is that left-wing authoritarianism doesn't really exist. It is in fact an off-branch of right-wing authoritarianism. It's just accompanied by left-wing sounding talking points. Because you can't be authoritarian and anti-hierarchy.
What is in this big, beautiful bill before the U.S. Senate, and what are the chances that it becomes law? Well, as it stands, Trump's budget bill, as passed by the U.S. House last month, would extend his 2017 tax cuts, as well as increase border and military spending. Those items are all popular among conservatives, but what's not popular is their price tag. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says that this bill will raise the U.S. deficit by $3.8 trillion over the next decade. That's even after the spending cuts that this bill calls for. And those cuts are also painful because they target Medicaid, the government-funded health care program for people who are low income, elderly, or disabled. The House-passed budget bill includes new work requirements for people who receive Medicaid, and it requires states to root out waste, fraud, and abuse in the system, including penalties for states that provide state-funded health care to undocumented immigrants. The budget bill just squeaked through the House by just one vote, and now in the Senate, it can stand to lose no more than 3 Republican votes to pass. And already, several Republicans have said that this bill will need significant changes in the Senate before they can vote yes.
In this video, we delved into the growing divide among women regarding President Donald Trump's policies, particularly focusing on the controversial Big Beautiful Bill. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene recently admitted she voted for the bill without fully reading it, later expressing opposition to a provision that restricts states from regulating artificial intelligence for a decade. This revelation has intensified debates among women, with some staunchly supporting Trump's agenda, while others express deep concerns over the implications of such legislative oversights. The recent admission by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has ignited discussions nationwide. Her acknowledgment of not thoroughly reviewing the Big Beautiful Bill before voting has raised questions about legislative diligence and accountability. This incident underscores the importance of transparency and informed decision-making in governance. If you found this analysis insightful, please like and share the video to spread awareness about these critical developments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth coverage of political and social issues. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's continue the conversation in the comments below. And as always, full credit goes to the original creators of these videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.